Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Black Ops 2 In Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the PDW 57, which I think is one of the best SMGs in the game. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it definitely competes with the best, and it's an excellent weapon to use early on in your unlock process. Now let's skip straight into the details, and let me tell you why. The first thing that you want to know about this weapon is that it deals 35 to 18 damage per shot. That's 35 up close in close quarters combat, but it drops off to 18 shots at a distance. That means it's going to take between 3 and 6 shots to kill. Unfortunately, the headshot multiplier for this weapon is only 1.1x, which actually doesn't change the shots to kill either up close or at a range. It only kind of adds a little bit of extra range in some of the buffer zones that's pre-programmed into the weapon, so it doesn't make very much difference if you go for headshots or not. It shoots slower than some of the other machine guns at 720 RPM, or 900 if you put rapid fire on it, in fully automatic mode. It shoots at the same speed as the SMG, which is the other high damage, low rate of fire submachine gun, but the other ones, the MP7, Vector, Cheekum, and all that, shoot closer to 900. So when you put rapid fire on it, it goes up to 900 RPM, kind of like the other weapons. And the gameplay that you see of me in Hijacked is me using rapid fire on this weapon, but you do get a 75% range penalty when you run rapid fire. Speaking of ranges, the 3-shot kill range on this weapon is about 9 meters, and the 4-shot kill range is about 21 meters. So it's best, and it kills people very fast in about 9 meters, but at 4 meters it's also very workable because the recoil is controllable and you can hose them down pretty quickly. Outside of that, it's going to be killing people way too slowly for you to bother with, so this is definitely a close-range submachine gun. The time to kill, as I mentioned already, is very fast. The time to kill formulas are always stacked in favor of high damage weapons, even if they do have a lower rate of fire, and because of that, the PDW is a very fast killing weapon in close quarters combat. The recoil is low to moderate. I was originally going to say that it's low, but I found that a patch is going live in about 2 days, which is going to slightly increase the recoil. I've talked to some players on PS3 and I've seen their gameplay. It doesn't seem to increase it a lot, but it does bump it up closer to the moderate kind of range. Even after the patch comes out, you should be more than able to control the recoil on this weapon with no problems whatsoever. The iron sights are not the best that I've ever seen in a Call of Duty game, but they are very workable. They're clear, relatively unobtrusive, and the foresights are very workable, so I wouldn't say that you really need sights for this weapon. You can add sights, but they're definitely not necessary. Unfortunately, the PDW has a very slow reload time. As a matter of fact, it has the slowest reload time of any of the submachine guns of 2.59 seconds. That's how long it takes to go through the entire reload animation. If you reload cancel, you can reload cancel in about 2 seconds and shave off that 0.6 of a second. But it's kind of hard to time it right. That's to compensate for the extremely large magazine of 50, which we'll talk about later. The knife speed is 1.1 seconds, which is one of the faster knifing SMGs, and the run speed is 100% because there's no penalty for running a light weapon like an SMG. The raise and drop times are pretty standard for this weapon at 0.58 and 3.30 seconds, and the ADS in and out time are again the exact same as all the rest of the submachine guns at around 0.2 of a second for both. However, this is a little bit faster than assault rifles or LMGs. That's your bonus for using a submachine gun. The hipfire on this weapon is currently very good, however that's also getting nerfed. It's going to get a very, very slight nerf. I'm going to say even if I do run it through the pi r squared formula, it's only going to increase the radius by about 10 or 15% or less, so even after the patch it's still going to have very good hipfire. One of the places where this weapon really shines is in magazine count. It has a 50 round magazine in this submachine gun, which means you can kill a lot of people before you need to reload, just so long as you're not spraying all over the place. With extended mags it goes all the way up to 67. I have used extended mags on the rapid fire class and it's pretty fun, but considering the slow reload and the already huge magazine count, I tend to go with fast mags more often. That's definitely the strength of this weapon, and that's how it really competes against the SMG and the Cheekum and the Scorpion and some other fast firing submachine guns, is that magazine count is just huge, and I think that that does make a big difference. And even though I don't think it's the strongest SMG, that's one of the things that puts it in competition for being the strongest, because you can kill so many people with those 50 rounds. The next thing I'd like to talk about is that I did a giveaway contest yesterday, but unfortunately it published in the middle of that weird YouTube update thing, so pretty much nobody saw it. I'd appreciate if you click the link over there and it'll take you straight to a giveaway contest, which I'm giving away like 5 or 6 different prizes. It's actually a film contest, so you have to make something in order to win, and not more like a like, favorite, sub kind of dealio. So if you're interested in that, click the link. If not, let's get moving on with the weapon reviews. This is a high damage but low RPM SMG. It's very similar to the MSMC but has lower range, and I think that this is an excellent weapon in skilled hands. However, I do not believe that it's the best SMG. I believe that the MSMC is a better SMG, but this is definitely an excellent weapon. As long as you're not missing, as long as you're accurate, it will kill people very, very quickly, but you do get very big penalties. When you start missing shots, your time to kill goes down, and you start finding yourself in trouble. This weapon doesn't need a lot of attachments to be good, which is why I think it best complements a class where you want more perks or want a good secondary or more grenades or something like that. If you're going to put an attachment on it, I think that the best one is quick draw, because you want to aim down sights quickly and make sure that all 3 of those first shots hit somebody and drop them nearly instantly. That's very important. If you don't like the quick draw handle, I found that you can actually run rapid fire and laser on this gun because of the huge magazine size and the relatively long range. Rapid fire isn't so bad, and the laser is because you're going to be hip firing a lot with rapid fire. Also kind of fun, you've probably seen me running around with a millimeter scanner and stock. That worked fairly well for this weapon because it punches through walls pretty good right now, and the stock helps me sidestep around and drill people. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something useful. If you'd like to check out my previous episode on the MP7, you can click the box on the left. It'll open in a new window. And if you'd like to check out my next episode on the Vector K10, you can click the box on the right. That'll also open whenever it goes live. As always, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.